welcome back to another Wuthering Waves video. In today's video, we're going to be talking about probably one of the biggest theories that I've been thinking about for the longest time, and you probably clicked on this video because you're like, is Yang really this new character that they drip marketed? Because I really do believe, and it might be possible that they might be the same character. If you're watching this, I promise you by the end of this video, I hope it makes sense, because to me it makes a little bit of sense. So I'm gonna try my very best to explain what's going on. Why do I think this theory is true? Please, I want to hear your feedback. I want to hear your theories as well. Maybe it'll get my brain pumping and I'll think of something else. But this is something that I've been thinking about for a while, and it's been bothering me, and I'm like, man, I need to make a video on this. So let's begin. Now, the first thing I want to say is, yes, I really do think that Yang and this new character that they showed on their Twitter for the announcement of CBT2, I think they are possibly maybe the same character. We're going to break this down and go down to what are basically echoes. Echoes right now are pretty much bad in the Wuthering Waves world. So they basically are attacking the world. They're destroying everything. It's in a post-apocalyptic world, and it is destroying everything in its path. And we have resonators that are protecting this land or protecting villages and whatnot. Keep in mind that most echoes that we've seen are all dark themed. They look scary. They look kind of like infected. But the one thing that's been bothering me the most, and probably a very important character in the whole story, is Baiji. Baiji has a companion named Yutan. And Yutan, I believe, is... I've said this in a previous video, I think Yutan is a purified echo. This creature has to be an echo because Yutan, if you really look closely, Yutan has a Tasset mark on the back of like their spinal area, right? That leads me to believe that in Wuthering Waves, there is light, obviously, and dark. Dark being, you know, an example of this echo that's in the back here. This is obviously the bad one, and then Yutan is obviously a good one. But how did Yutan become good? Is there a bad version of Yutan? That's something that I've been thinking about a lot. To my theory, there is good echoes out there, and the only known that we know of that exists is Yutan right now. The theme is bright and very white and like kind of holy, kind of like godly. That's the way I'm seeing it, right? With that being said, we know that Yutan is a purified echo. That's the word I am using for this. There is also another example of a companion echo, but it's not purified. I've thought about this a lot. Kakarot, a character in Wuthering Waves, just from his design alone, he looks like, you know, he's been through a lot. When he goes into his ultimate form, his Tasset mark is on his forehead, and he looks like he is getting overtaken by this virus or echo thing that's happening, because he has the same color scheme or same theme as like the echoes in the open world that are bad. This is my theory. I think he went down the dark path and possibly got overclocked. I could be wrong. Let me know in the comments below if I'm wrong on this. But I think overclocking basically turns you into an echo. Maybe if you use too much of your powers or something, you can possibly turn bad or turn into an echo or have this thing overtake your body. This literally looks like he's like, maybe he almost overclocks, or he almost gets to that point, but he knows how to control it and he limits himself. He knows how to limit his power. He has a companion. It doesn't look like a purified echo or a very nice white and holy echo. By the way it looks, it has like these thorns and marks, and it doesn't look as appealing as Yutan. Yutan looks more purified, right? I'm gonna assume that in Wuthering Waves right now, we have a purified echo, we have bad echoes, and we have bad echoes that resonators could control. This is the perfect example. I'm thinking and believing that this is the case. We're gonna go into the crownless discussion. He's a boss tutorial in Wuthering Waves. There's a lot of lore and a lot of details about crownless that we don't really know about. Now, I try to look for the actual dev notes. It could be because they're changing stuff, I don't know, but I'm gonna go by this information that I've had in an old video. Crownless basically used to be a human or a rover and became crownless because crownless failed to acquire its crown. Crownless needs a crown. We don't have any characters that need a crown in Wuthering Waves, but we have this new character. and might not necessarily look like a crown, but it possibly can be. I really think that this is technically a crown. And I think this character acquired a crown. We don't know the name of this character. I think this is Yang Yang's like god form, possibly maybe 5-star Yang Yang. And I'm gonna explain why I think that's the case. If my theory is true, and if they're kind of following the same formula as PGR, the perfect example is PGR has different characters that are like, there's like 3 different lives, and some of them are 4 stars and 5 stars, right? We have Live, Eclipse, Live Luminance, Live Lux. I don't know that much about the details of the character. Like this Live Luminance is an S rank character. This is like a 5-star character. She's probably really good, right? But this is like maybe 3-star, 4-star, whatever you want to call it. And this is probably a 4-star. Now, I really want to say, just based off this and the crown, I really think that this is Yang Yang's like crownless that acquired the crown, and it made her pure or something, right? If this is true, if this is really Yang Yang, and this is like her 5-star Yang Yang self, and like she acquired a crown, and now she's like more stronger, more powerful, more godly. How did she acquire the crown? And it's gonna lead into something else. There are some similarities here. They do have very, very identical facial features. That could just be a general thing, but I'm just going based off like the hair and all that. And I think it's really weird that she has this little weird pendant thing in the middle. It's not her Tasset mark, but Yang Yang has the Tasset mark in the middle of her forehead. That's where she has it. Remember, I know that this 5-star Yang Yang has her Tasset mark, I believe here on her neck area, like around here, I would say. And then Yang Yang has her neck covered. This could be going super left field, but maybe right here in the middle, maybe there's another Tasset mark, and maybe that's how this 5-star Yang Yang has hers. So like maybe they're like 2 and 1, but their Tasset marks are in different places. Who knows? That's something that I wanted to throw out there as well. It's a big detail. I know that the Tasset mark is a little bit lower on this character as opposed to Yang Yang's, which is like there's not like you could clearly see like her neck at the bottom part. But who knows? Maybe this is being covered for a reason. It just looked too similar. And it is maybe possible they might be going this route where like if you lose to crownless, which I'm going to show why in this specific cutscene. Now this could change too, because this is an old cutscene in CBT1, but I'm going based off this information. And I really think that when the story continues for CBT2 and possibly global, I think they're going to follow the same type of formula. I think that from this example of Yang Yang fighting crownless, she basically gets clapped up. Okay, she gets destroyed. I think this is gonna be the same kind of cutscene that we're gonna get in CBT2. Not exactly like this. We're gonna get something similar because they did change the story, right? But I still think that Yang Yang is gonna get destroyed, and I think she's still gonna defend the rover and all that. I think that's gonna happen just like in this cutscene, okay? The moment that this happens, and let's just pretend that this is gonna happen in CBT2. Let's just pretend. The moment that Yang Yang defends Rover from getting attacked by Crownless right here in this scene, Crownless attacks back and Yang Yang gets destroyed, okay? And I think when Yang Yang pushes away the Rover to block the attack, or to basically take the attack, something happens here. She starts glowing and she looks like she's deteriorating. And I really think that this deterioration is overclocking possibly. And when this moment happens, I think this can either create the better version of a Resonator or a worse version of Resonator. I'm not really sure on this because this is like a negative impact, or maybe it unlocks something new within their powers or something. I don't really know. There's something there with this glowing pieces of like ripple, cracked skin. There's something significant there, and I think that to maybe create this character, which is possibly Yang Yang, maybe 5-star or Yang Yang god form or whatever you want to call it. I think this is like a piece of Yang Yang. I really do believe that. I think that's what the case is. I really do believe in CBD2 we're gonna get a similar scene like this where Yang Yang is gonna defend the rover, because I really hope so, because I actually like that Yang Yang's like defending the rover and stuff and like doing all this, and she's like overprotective and stuff. I like that about her personality. If my theory is correct, you got to come back to this video and clip it and be like, wow, Loba's a genius. Also, another thing, don't forget that this character design is not the same as any other Resonator that we've seen. There's no like crown or god. She looks like a god. She literally looks like a goddess. She looks super powerful. She looks important. We don't have any characters that even resemble close to this type of design. So that's why I was thinking like maybe this is probably Young's 5-star or Young's like god form. I don't know, but I want to know what your thoughts and opinions are in the comments below. If you guys have any other theories that might link to this, let me know in the comments below. I want to talk to you about it. And I'm glad that I'm making a video out of it because I think it's pretty fun. And it's enjoyable to like try to guess like, okay, what's going on in the story, the lore and all that. And I also want to tap into this as well because I am interested in the story. I think it's going to cook up pretty nicely. I think the devs are really going to be cooking up very nicely on this. So let me know what your thoughts and opinions are. Thank you so much for watching the video and I'll catch you guys on the next one.